I have always been interested in the bizarre. I love seeing strange creations and pondering what the process must have been in making them. So I wanted to step outside of the usual exploring forgotten games to start up a series where I dive into the outlandish, sometimes unexplainable weird shit planet Earth has to offer. Welcome to Strange Games. Steam offered me 50% off this game some time ago, and while skimming my inventory and knowing I wanted to do this bit for the channel, I decided to give it a shot. The only info I was able to find on the game was on Steam. It was released on March 2nd, 2018, developed by Nostalgia. I tried to find more on Nostalgia, but when you click the link on Steam, it just takes you to the publisher's page, Sakai Project. It's kind of a cheaply made game, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was the only thing Nostalgia has created. You play as Ichitaro, the only human in a world of creatures. There are 3 characters you'll mostly interact with. There's Kokoro, the love interest grasshopper girl you've known since you were kids, your best friend Masato, some kind of demon, and your sister, Itsumi, a bat. The game never establishes that as unusual or gives any kind of explanation as to why, so you just gotta accept that. You and Kokoro are in your last year of high school before having to move on to university. Your character is big dumb, so dumb in fact that he doesn't believe he could make it into a single university. Kokoro is big smart. She's got her sights on Tokyo U, the top of the top schools, and her parents won't accept anything else. You play through the course of 5 days, spending most of your time with Kokoro, playing, studying, walking in on her in the bathroom, zoning out looking at her breasts while she's talking to you. The usual. The pressure is on as the 5 days become the most crucial days of your life. The realization that your childhood friend could soon be moving on, leaving you behind. An alright premise with poor execution, but we'll get there. I beat this game in about an hour. It's a visual novel with only one single moment where you make a decision to alter the course of the game. Otherwise, you're just reading along. I have little to no experience playing visual novels, so I have no idea if the having one choice is common or not, so I'll refrain from attacking that aspect. Since the game was so short, it wasn't too big of a deal anyways. There's voice acting from everyone but your character, and it was actually pretty good.
おはよう、まさとくん。
相変わらず二人ともギリギリだな。
だって、一太郎が起きないから。
Masato and Kokoro were cool because they weren't following a boring anime trope too closely and felt like real homies. Your sister, on the other hand... Here's where I have a problem with this though. There's almost nothing that separates this from being just a regular romance story. I guess they look cool and all, but if you strictly read the dialogue, there's almost nothing that acknowledges the monster qualities of anyone. It sort of feels like a story that was written before they did the creature thing, and they were too lazy to spice it up at all after adding them in. Which in the end makes me believe we kind of got baited into the purchase. But it was $1, so I don't want to sound like I'm that salty, it's just unusual to me. And it wasn't a complete failure. There's a couple of things that were executed well, both occurring at the endings of the game. Coming through with the spoilers, so if you're interested in trying it, maybe skip this next part. You get into a big argument with Kokoro. Your dude gets frustrated at a single question while studying to get into a university. He snaps and decides this whole college thing isn't for him, cursing the system. Kokoro gets upset but seems to get over it. Your homie Masato meets up with you and says he needs to have a word with you. He gets mad, says you don't understand how Kokoro feels. You exchange some words and he grabs you, asking you how you actually feel about Kokoro. And here's where the one choice comes into play. You either say you like her, think she's a normal person, or you hate her. I didn't choose the second option, but saying you like her or hate her both have some pretty far out results. If you say you like her, Masato lets you go and you go on a rom-com sprint to try and find her. She's chilling on the school rooftop and you tell her that you're going to make her your wife. You explain that while Tokyo U might not be possible, you'll still try hard to get into a nearby school so the two of you can still be together. There's some rare, well-written lines here that really brought me back to the high school days, confessing you liked someone and bracing for impact. Thankfully, she feels the same way, and you get this incredibly disturbing kissing sequence. So, that's the good ending. No trickery, just love, I guess. You say you hate her, there's a much shorter result. I'm gonna go ahead and play the scene because it's by far the dopest part of the entire game.
気に食わねえ。聞いたか？嫌いなんだってよ。
I don't recommend this, but for $1 in an hour to experience it all, it wasn't a huge loss. I am sort of bummed out that this was my first time playing a visual novel though. It seems there's a lot out there that could qualify for the strange games, so I'm sure we'll return to the genre eventually. Thanks for watching, guys. It took me a while to think of what to really say, because being mostly negative about something isn't easy or ideal. Give a like, comment, and sub if you want to, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.